Hello guys, Sebastian here, and today I'm going to be doing a tutorial on the resynthesis within Icarus. And Icarus has a very unique resynthesis. It's got many different ways you can manipulate the sound. You make the sound your own. You can take anything and reinvent it, basically. The possibilities are really endless with this thing. So let's get started. So you got your resynthesis easy set up right here. So you got your resynthesis, your additive resynthesis, and your resynthesis for noisy sounds. And then you got your granulator here, which applies a granular morph to the sound, which you can do in resynthesis anyway. And then you got your stretch blocks, which also use the granulator. So let's get started. So I made this within FM8, this patch, kind of a uh crazy little pluck kind of thing. So let's get started. So we're gonna go here, we're gonna load nothing, initialize, and we're gonna go to resynthesis. And I like this additive right here. I really do like this additive, and we'll talk the differences between these two as well. So resynthesis takes the sample and you resynthesize it. It's basically like a sampler, but not really. You're limited to 2,188 samples. So, and that's frames basically inside the editor. And then additive resynthesis basically takes the waveform and takes it and puts it in the spectrum and the phasing parameters and maps it out with the harmonics and stuff, which is pretty cool. So let's do this. So let's resynthesis in this patch right here. So we got this. So it's large. Do you want to trim it? Yes. So we're limited to 256 frames. So sounds pretty identical of what we had. So what we're going to do is we're going to start processing this. So let's go in the editor, and you have all these different tools right here. You got your mix, you got all these right here, you got your filtering, which is basically used to filter certain frequencies out and warm it up, make it harsher. Mix is basically you're mixing in other harmonics, you're making it more prominent, you're reversing it and stuff. So let's reverse this selection. So it's basically like we're reversing a sample. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go into our LFO, and we're gonna unenvelope mode this, turn the envelope mode off. So let's kind of trick out the sound. So let's go to hollow 1. So it kind of sounds like a belly kind of reversing pad. So we can take this by going to tool and apply morph to wavetable. So what it does is it keeps that perimeter at the same spot and doesn't move it, but this sweep through waveform, that will sweep through the wavetable morph, and it'll have a bigger effect. So it'll circle around through the whole perimeter. We don't want that. We just want where it's sitting now. So we created that out of this. But we're not done yet. So let's take that same wavetable and let's take it to oscillator 2. But instead, let's go within our editor and let's go to reverse it, and let's do some other stuff to it. Let's warm it up. These are how prominent the effect is on the wavetable, so we want this warmer. And I want this to be fading. No, wrong LFO. So we're gonna turn this off. It already sounds different because we applied some morphs and we kind of processed it in the other oscillators. So we're gonna apply. Let's saturate it a little tiny bit. And let's modify. Let's add a little noise. Let's actually add a little bit more than that. And let's invert its phase, which will kind of make it sound silky, kind of organy. And we can clean by value, enhance by value. So let's enhance, which will make it sound better. And modify. Let's add hollow. Undo that, I don't like that. Let's actually bring that down and let's try hollow 2. And let's actually warm this up. And that will happen at times. You will actually, you know, get something that is totally garbage, and then you'll have to go back and actually copy this to oscillator 2 again. That's kind of strange. So let's actually keep it reversed. So let's shrink it or stretch it. And this basically takes the frames up there, stretches them out or shrinks them. Let's shrink it again. And let's go to mix and let's apply a stack power to it by value. And I like that. So let's actually trim, because it's taken a little bit longer than it needs to. So I'm going to trim this right here, because it's unnecessary silence. We need this in this sound. Let's see how it sounds with our other sound. And let's trim this one too. So we're gonna trim out the silence. And what trim usually does is it takes this right here. All the selected is kept, but the unselected gets deleted. So yeah, let's apply a flange to this. So we pretty much made a pad just out of that pluck sound. So let's apply a low pass filter with a little bit of resonance, a little bit of key tracking, plate reverb, which is my favorite reverb in this synth. And let's apply a light, a little bit of limiter. And let's turn this envelope mode off so it'll go back. Yeah, and we created that out of a pluck kind of sound that I made in FM8. So let's put in a little tact. We won't really need that, but and you can also apply these morphs to it like, you know, you normally would. So let's apply stacked octave. Mix it too. And actually, let's trim a little bit more. Let's trim like right here. And let's go into our second oscillator and do the same thing. Let's trim. We basically made like a little pad. Let's try a comb filter on this. Let's add a saw an octave down and apply a low pass fade. And let's finish this pad sound and what I'm going to do is I'm going to use an auxiliary on this to kind of emulate the reverse effect going. So we're gonna take our first source in the mod matrix, and we're gonna set that we're gonna set our first auxiliary to volume 3. And we created this with resynthesis, a little bit of layering, a comb filter that we could probably add a little bit of this is Sebastian. Thank you for watching my video. Please subscribe, like the video if you enjoyed it. I will be doing more Icarus videos on the filters, oscillator effects, modulators, and I will also be doing more resynthesis videos. Thank you. Have a nice day.